Good morning, my people, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. Last week, there was a commotion at the Kingston vegetable market. Apparently, the members from the tongue board under Julian Francis and Realph Gonsalves' instructions went to the Kingston vegetable market and they decided to have a cleanup. And without proper consultation or help from the vendors, they decide they are going to throw everything in the garbage. My people, I am not one to condone the oppression and the exploitation of our people, especially my people. But I do not have any sympathy for these vendors, and I will tell you why. Not that their plight is not a sympathetic plight. It is a sympathetic plight. But I do not have any sympathy for these vendors. 22 or so years ago, when James Mitchell administration tried to clean up Kingston, Realph Gonsalves, in his bid to become Prime Minister and trying to rally the support of the Vincent public, went out, he assembled the vendors and he told them not to move because they have a right to earn a living in their country. This was Realph Gonsalves' own words. He said it to the press also. And as a result, James Mitchell and his government abandoned the cleanup of Kingston. So for 20 plus years, Kingston have been in a mess. I don't know what got into Realph Gonsalves suddenly that he wanted to clean up. However, for 20 plus years, all of these vendors all around Kingston in the vegetable market and around the vegetable market have been playing a trade unlawfully. They have been violating the law and they have been littering Kingston. According to Doug Howard, they turned Kingston into Stinktown. For 20 long years, they sat back, and while other Vincents were oppressed, they said nothing because Realph Gonsalves allowed them to break the law and to slum up Kingston. So what is happening? For 20 years they sat back there and they watched the oppression of Michelle Andrews. They watched the oppression of Margaret Parsons. They watched the oppression of Miranda Woods. And they said nothing. When other members of the community had problems and came out to protest, those vendors sat there and they had nothing to say because they don't want to upset the status quo. Of course, their plight is a sympathetic plight. But I personally cannot express any sympathy for them. Because for 20 long years, under the instruction of Realph Gonsalves, they broke the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So now they are becoming victims themselves. They must grind their teeth and bear it. They did not support Michelle Andrews. They did not support Margaret Parsons. They did not support Miranda Woods. They did not show any support to Kate. As a matter of fact, some of those people joined in the rape rally to shame Michelle Andrews. When Michelle Andrews was working at the post office, some of those people went out of their way to go to the post office to taunt her and to call her liars. My people, what goes around comes around. The chicken has come home to roost. Now they're bawling. You know why they're bawling? Because they know they have been operating illegally. They know that they stifle their conscience and they ignore the plights of other Vincentians who had problems. That is why they're crying. That is why they're bawling. So because they know their conscience is now biting them. I do not have any sympathy for any of them. Why? Not because their problem is not a sympathetic problem. It's a problem that will cause anyone with a heart to sympathize with them. Their livelihood is being threatened. And not only that, the products that they work hard for, to buy, to trade, is being disposed of like garbage. But that is what happens to people who turn a blind eye to the tragedy and the plights of other people who need their support. My people, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everyone who is affected by this tragedy have been complacent in their civic responsibilities and duties to their country and their fellow Vincentians. But I'm saying that most of them have been complacent and they didn't care because they were allowed to break the law by Realph Gonsalves. My people, Realph Gonsalves does not have any sympathy for anyone. Realph Gonsalves is Caucasian. The Caucasians has no sympathy for anyone. It is only a foolish people have an option and put their slave master to rule over them. And not only that, come out and try to fight others for the descendants of the slave master who is ruling over them. Now take what the slave master give to the slave. But the only sad thing, in 2022, many years after slavery have been abolished, you are now being victimized as your foreparents were victimized. Sad situation. My people, Realph Gonsalves has devastated our economy. An institution like PH Veira and Company Limited is unable to be profitable in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is because there is not enough circulating capital to maintain the businesses that is operating in our country. The economy is so terrible. The circulating capital is so low that the businesses that is operating in St. Vincent and the Grenadines will not be able to be profitable. So all of you who have hopes to become entrepreneur, to get into small business, you are wasting your time because you'll only be stressed. The economy of St. Vincent and the Grenadines cannot afford to host another business on that country. The economy is too small. The circulating capital is too small. The government is not doing anything to make it conducive for people to operate business. They are trying to get every tax dollar they can get because without the tax dollar, they can't service the loans that they are borrowing to do projects that will not benefit the country. Without the tax dollar, they can't fix the road. That is why our roads is in so much terrible condition. St. Vincent is at its worst. My name is Chief Strongblood. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo, telling you, I don't know what Vincent is going to do. Because Realph Gonsalves don't know what he's doing. He has no idea how to grow the country's economy. He is lost.
I am saying I'm very hurt this morning of what happened here. Now I thought the market bill for vendors and that vendors can put the things inside of the market. Now you taking the vendors thing and throw them in the garbage. Sucker onion, buster, all my green banana, all my provision gone inside of garbage. What they want me to do? No! How can I live? How can I live? Why did you do this?
Let's explain my views. I have a counter in the market. I pay $12 every week for my counter. They come in and collecting $5 every day. They must pay $5. And I fancy this government is a one-sided government. Nobody don't coming out for you.
My name is I finished school on the 3rd of December 1967 and Venders. And it's come and tell me the market is in need of cleaning. But now I get way. I buy a trolley for $350. Now I count my trolley and he pay my everything. You don't treat people like that.
That's your labor back to them. No say labor what? What? Lock up all of them. Lock up who? All the women and everybody who say labor. This is how they're going to forget. Watch, all the Lord going to see you. Lock them up.
I can't believe this is a poor people government for the people and they're doing people in this way. Things red hard right now, things tough right now. When they happen to doing poor people these things, say, this is wickedness. I am a child and never send school, I am at bills and all kind of thing. When they do with this, what we gonna do? What will we do? Oh God, man. Since yesterday when I hear about this, my pressure high, I know so my pressure still high.
With they don't have a job to give us. With they don't have a job to give us. With they don't have a job to give us. With they don't have a job to give us. With they don't